my YouTube? What is going on, my YouTube familia? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you a little bit of a different topic. I am talking to you about my history with prostatitis. Yes, believe it or not, at the young age of 27 I had been diagnosed with prostatitis. I believe I got diagnosed in July of this year. So I'm going to talk to you about my experience. It's been about almost a year with all my issues. And before I start the video, I just want to let you know I'm going to be very blunt. I'm going to be very clear. I'm just going to, be transparent in general, right? Because I feel like it's only right. My channel, I was, built there with honesty and just talk about everything that's going on in my life. So hopefully I can help anyone that's watching this video. If you like the other content in my channel, please subscribe, like the video, and share it as well. So let's dive right into it. All right, so let's talk about when did everything start and how it started. Everything started last year by the end of 2019. So I believe it was December. It started off kind of weird. I didn't really expect and feel like, that I was having prostate problems. In December of last year, though, when it was getting really cold, I started having back pain problems, lower back pain problems. I didn't understand as to why that was. I thought it was just, temporary. So I thought it was gonna fade away and just go away with a couple weeks or so. But the back problems were just getting worse. And during that time, I also started shivering a lot in my lower section, my lower part of my body, and that was weird. So now, when I had, I guess, personal time for myself. And just to let you guys know, I am not sexually active currently, not just because of my Christian beliefs, but also because it's really struggle just being intimate with anybody, especially with me having a lot of GERD issues. That's just a struggle, and just avoiding all of that. And up to that point, I haven't been I wasn't sexually active either. So all the data and information that I'm giving you is based off, when I had intimate time with myself, and I am a human being. I masturbate, and every time I would ejaculate, I would start having these random episodes of, like, not just my leg shivering and feeling weak, but lower back pain, and then my abdomen and all the gastro area would feel like it was just off. And I wouldn't understand that. I wasn't putting two to two together at that time. But eventually, my issues started developing. So by the time February hit and March hit, when I would masturbate and I would ejaculate, I would finish, my heart rate would go ballistic. It was just rise up to like 150, and I wouldn't understand that. Those episodes were so scary that to some points I always wanted to call like an ambulance to make sure that I wasn't going through anything that, anything major. But then again, my heart rate, it was a steady heart rate, although it was fast. It was scary, and I started shivering every time I would ejaculate and I would come. I wasn't understanding why that was. I wasn't understanding, why my lower back was hurting. So I tried to see a chiropractor for my lower back pains to try to see if she could fix that, because I went to Google and did my research. I went to, Facebook groups and try to see what it could be. And I ended up finding out that it could have been something called sciatic nerve pain, which it made a lot of sense. Right, for my lower back, I was like, maybe these, this nerve could be causing me to have all these issues. So I ended up seeing a chiropractor, but with chiropractor work, it was working just for like that day, but eventually I felt like in the long run I wasn't going anywhere with it. So by mid-July, I've been suffering really bad with these issues for what now, 6-7 months. Actually 8 months, 7-8 months. My friend Sarah has a friend that's named Ricky, and he's been going through some similar issues, and he's had a history of prostatitis at that time. I didn't think that I had any issues with my prostate because I'm so young. So I ended up talking to him, and every symptom and everything that I was doing was lining up to what the issues that he was having, back in the day, and whenever he got diagnosed with prostatitis. So we talked. He also has a wife, Melissa. She is a nurse practitioner, I believe. And as soon as I told her my symptoms, she was like, "You gotta go to a urologist. You gotta go get checked. It sounds like you have prostate problems." And on my, I still couldn't believe. I was like, prostate, I don't know how that could be, but okay, I made an appointment, and that was probably one of the biggest blessings I had in the summer, because when I ended up going to the urologist, I think this was like mid-July, end of July. I made an appointment, and the first thing when I got there, I started telling him about my issues, what I was having, the pain I was having. He told me, he wanted to get he suggested me to get a prostate exam right then and there. I wasn't prepared for that mentally, I'll tell you that much. It caught me off guard, but I am a team player, and I said, if we can try to get this out the way the fastest way possible, let's do it. So he did. Now the prostate exam itself, it was a struggle, because you're not used to how you're not supposed to be having anything up there. But when he went in there, as soon as he went in there, he touched my prostate, right? And as soon as he touched my prostate, he put pressure on my prostate. I felt this pain that I will feel every time I would ejaculate. And in my mind at that time, I was like, oh my God, he's touching, moving something that's similar to what I experience whenever I'm, ejaculating and I'm finishing. So he was hitting a lot of all around, I guess, my anus, and hitting my prostate, and whatever he was touching and hitting, it was hurting. It was just hurting really bad, and I was in pain. I screamed when he went in there and and he pressured that the prostate. I yelled a little bit. I can't even lie. So when he came back out real quick, he right away said, "You have prostatitis. You have an inflamed prostate." Now, I believe there's two types of prostatitis. One with bacteria and non-bacterial. With mine, he believed there was bacterial. I didn't understand why that was, to be honest, because usually, I wouldn't say usually, but sometimes I guess you get those bacteria from sexually transmitted diseases. But I haven't been sexually active in a year at that time, and I have gotten checked, by the way. So nothing will come back positive. Everything will come back normal, by the way. So I was just like, that's weird. I told him I haven't had any I haven't had sex. I haven't been sexually active, so I wasn't understanding. But I went with the flow, and I had a bacteria in my prostate, and it was inflamed. So he gave me medication for 1 month. I took that medication, and I believe within the first couple of days of taking the medication, maybe a week or so, I decided to pleasure myself. And the first time I came, everything felt better. The heart raising wasn't as bad. It was still there, but I believe some of it was because of my anxiety, that I was making up in my head. But it was still there. But I just felt everything felt better. I didn't feel as much pain. The pain in general with the first couple of days were getting better. The back pain, the pain in my lower abdomen, my lower legs. Just my legs felt more relieved in that sense. And I was able to even sleep better. So I was like, man, I do have prostatitis. My prostate is inflamed, and I do have a bacteria in my prostate. So once I finished with that month of medication, I felt so much better. I was able to, come and ejaculate and finish with no issues. So everything started going back to what they used to be prior to, December 2019. Now, in my current state, I've had, of course, follow-ups with him, and I've told him that to this day, I'm still having some sort of pain every now and then. and not just in my, my penis sometimes, but I do have pain sometimes in my lower abdomen area. Now the pain doesn't feel like it's burning. I told them, I was like, it doesn't feel like it's burning. It just feels like it's more of a discomfort. It just hurts sometimes. And actually, I think about a month ago, um, I had this pain right after I masturbated, right in my lower section, and it was really bad. And then that led up to like my penis. So I was concerned. I made an appointment with him again to see what else it could be. He left me on medication again for 10 more days. And this happened twice. So I was on 10 more days of medication. So in total, I was, the first month of medication, and then another 10 days, and then again another 10 days, right? So 10 days worth of medications again. And I went back to him and I told him that, those issues still, I still had them every now and then. And sometimes it kind of lead on to the next day, right? So I still have like that discomfort in my penis area and like my lower abdomen area, right down here. So he said that now he wants to get what is this called? A cystoscopy procedure done. And he told me he was going to put a, camera down my penis. And look, man, I'm a team player 100%, right? 99.9% of the time. But this was a time where I was like, wait, you're going to put a what down where? He's planning on putting a penis, a camera down my penis to see the inside of my prostate. And that's where I kind of drew the line. I said, hold up, let me get time to do my research. Let me see if, I can try to find ways to make, by either changing my diet or adding more probiotics to my diet to see if I can get a little bit better. It's not to the point where like I desperately need that procedure, but he did recommend it, and I did sign up for the procedure, but I really thought about it and I was like, I'm not there yet. I'm not to the point where and I'm willing to do that yet. And like I said, man, I'm a team player, but right there is where like, all right, I need to chill out because it's just, it's a big deal, especially for men, man. It's something that I don't know how to cope with that yet. So I am gonna keep doing my research on that though, and that's still an option for me. So now my current state, I am doing just fine. I do still have a little bit of issues when I ejaculate, like I was talking about with my pain sometimes, and it's not bad. It just lasts the worst part is like the first couple, I guess, minutes after I ejaculate. And sometimes it leads on to the next day. But it's not, like I said, it's not really much pain. It's more like just a discomfort. Like I can just feel that, like, that area doesn't feel normal as it should be. But right now I'm okay with that because I am learning to live with prostatitis, right? I'm doing some things. I've done my research. I don't sit as much as I used to before. I try to walk around throughout the day. I do work from home, so I am sitting down a lot. So instead of sitting down, sometimes I work trying to, stand up. Sometimes I work laying down in bed, and sometimes I go on my walks on the regular, and not try to sit for extended periods of times because that could put pressure on your prostate. So I'm trying to figure out and trying to find ways to live with that and trying to just better myself at it, right? Because I figure this is gonna be a long journey, and it's probably gonna be with me probably for the rest of my life. Who knows, right? So it's hard coping with that. It is, but things can always get better, and I gotta have a positive mind that things will get better for sure in the near future or in the long run. But what are my plans for the next couple weeks or days? I think that I'm gonna start looking into a physical therapist, so he or she can work in the back, like my muscles and all the nerves and stuff, to see if I can work anything more natural instead of just having that procedure done. I'm gonna try to find ways to talk to my functional medicine doctors to see what else we can do and we can work with. When I talked to my functional medicine doctor about this the first time, I remember that she said that everything plays a role with my gastro issues. You know, that for I didn't know this, that gastro issues can affect your prostate. Listen, I don't know how that works. I don't understand, you know, like what they have in common, but it works that way, right? So I need to do my research on that. You know, it's a short journey right now. It's been only like I said 9 months, and I've only been, you know, diagnosed with my issues for what, since July. So it's just been a couple months. So it's gonna be, I know it's gonna be like a long journey, like I said, but you know, I'm gonna keep trying to do some research. What else I can trying to find more natural medicine, especially in like, you know, more in different cultures and countries. They have different remedies for it, and that's what I'm gonna try to look at. And that is my plan right now, guys. I don't have, you know, much to say because it's, you know, like I said, it's only been a couple months that I've been like diagnosed with it, and then it's only been about a year which I had these issues, right? So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I threw a lot at you, a lot of things that have happened to me. Like I said, I was very blunt with them. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, just ask on the YouTube section, and I will answer it. Don't be shy about it, because it's part of life, man. Right? It's part of life. It happens, and you know, let's not be shy about those things and just expressing ourselves, right? So, if you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. I will bring, you know, much more videos in the future, and obviously keep you guys updated with my journey. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. As always, man, peace and love, baby.